But why is it so? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is universally known, and I think it's important for us in Nigeria to acknowledge this, that everywhere in the world, it is known that an efficient and motivated public service is critical for the following things: governance, production and distribution of public goods, formulation and implementation of economic policy, and management of public expenditure. Ladies and gentlemen, however gifted a president is, however gifted the cabinet is, without A, B, C, and D present at a minimum level of efficiency and effectiveness, in other words, a functioning public service, no nation stands a chance of attaining even medium levels of human development. Simple. There's nothing you will do about it. This is why all nations in the world have a continuing focus on ensuring that their government works. This is the aim of government reform, to create a government workforce of the size and with the skills, and it doesn't end there, with the incentives, ethos, and accountability needed to provide quality public services and carry out the functions stated in Chapter 2 of the Nigerian Constitution. This is what is holding us back. And you would agree that there's a correlation between the strength of a country's public sector and its strength as a nation. As a result, the most important objective of any nation in the 21st century is to have an effective and efficient public service. It is with this belief in mind that my wife Ofo and I founded the AIG Imokhuede Foundation. We are convinced that improved public services lead to better outcomes for our people, communities, and economies. As such, we work closely with government, closely with the private sector, with the academia, and development partners to try and transform public service delivery. Since our inception, we have achieved a number of milestones in our quest to transform public service delivery. We are building a critical mass of public sector leaders who are equipped with skills, knowledge, and tools to drive and sustain reforms. We aim to ensure that within the next 20 years, Nigeria regains its post-independence reputation for having one of the strongest public services in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a time, just post-independence, as a young man, I was in Paris for the opening of the Olympics. There was a time when the Nigerian contingent to the Olympics was spoken about with respect. You knew that when we came out for the Olympics, medals would be won. They would talk about, do you remember? Now, why do I go back to those times? Is it because we lack the talent today? Is it because we can no longer compete? No. All it takes for us to regain that position that is rightfully ours, the giant of Africa, prime place as a leader of Africa, is to go back to a strong public service. Technology has been our cornerstone in transforming public service delivery. We provided technical support and funding for the digitization efforts of the Federal Civil Service. Through our support, the service has successfully digitized thousands of files, automated 300 processes, acquired hundreds of new digital devices. In addition, our collaboration with Microsoft, we are upskilling thousands of workers in the civil service. A key area of our support to the civil service is the Culture Change Program. To change the mindset of this key constituency, we provide communication training, culture change campaign videos, and ongoing assistance for the publication of official newsletters. We've helped to develop the Civil Service Culture Handbook, better than actually many of the culture handbooks I've seen in the private sector. But we must make it work. That outlines the values, behaviors, and practices that are essential for delivering the state's Chapter 2 mandate. A key element of our foundation's theory of change is to ensure that every Nigerian citizen takes ownership of the critical need to reform the public service. It is not their public service, it is your public service, it is our public service. And understand that as it strengthens, you strengthen as well. So we must join hands, come together and make it work. This commitment brings us to the purpose of this gathering today, to discuss the topic, rethinking reforms, why many reforms fail in Nigeria and what we can do about it. Today, we will share with Nigerians our evidence-based research on this very subject to equip and give our citizens the knowledge needed to guide us as we transform Nigeria's public service. Understanding that public sector transformation cannot be achieved without the full support of citizens, civil society, and private sector entities. It is our hope that once finalized, this research will benefit all stakeholders alike. For the federal government and for our state governments, this research will serve as a playbook for the coordination, implementation, and ultimately sustainability of reform efforts. For private sector organizations, the research will serve as a guide for those of us who should, in our own self-interest, begin to play a much more prominent role in what the public sector does.